Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Hello, everyone. It's Sarah from the Y. How are we doing today? I am going to pull up Facebook on my phone as well, just so I can see who's here and see some comments and how everybody's doing. We are going to be making a monster craft today, so I'm super excited about that. I can't wait to share how fun and creative this craft can be at any time of the year. But this is what we're going to be doing together today. So like I said, I'm just pulling up the live video on my phone because it's closer, so I'm able to see it. Okay? Perfect. We're good. We're ready. All right. So as I start all my videos, I'm going to show you everything that we're going to need for today. Again, what's amazing about all the crafts that I do with you guys is that you can really adapt and make it whatever you want with whatever you have in your house. And that's perfectly fine. So of course, we're going to need some popsicles. I have two different kinds here. I have a bigger kind and a smaller kind. So the difference between the examples is like I made like a mommy here and a little kid here with some funky teeth. So those are the two different sizes that you can, use for today's craft. So I have I have 6 of the bigger ones. You're going to need at least 4. I'll show you why I have the other 2. And you are going to need at least 5, if not 7 of the smaller ones. And I'll kind of explain why and how they factor in. We'll work with the bigger one first, and then we'll do the smaller one. Some other things I have are googly eyes. A whole bunch of different ones. There's some with eyelashes. There's different colors. Really fun. Whatever you want to use for the eyes. I have some pipe cleaners. Again, I made the teeth on this example one, but you could use it for whatever you want. They could be the arms or different things. I found a bag of white feathers, so I figured we could use those as well. I was even kind of toying around with the idea that you could put it kind of up in the center, or these could even be the arms maybe. Kind of looks funny when it's moving. So I have some feathers. Again, they were just some random things I found around that you can use for this craft. I do have foam that we can play around with, as well as some felt. Okay. Otherwise, some of the other things, you're going to need some glue. I do use my hot glue gun. It's just easier and quicker to dry and adhere while I'm doing this live with you. Some paintbrushes. I do have scissors. I do have a Sharpie. One thing I did is I did red felt before, and then I just Sharpied the teeth on, so that's absolutely perfect to do as well, and some paints. And you know me, I always have a paper towel and a cup of water. Okay, so let's get started. First thing we're going to need to do is assemble the bodies of them. Again, you can use whichever glue that you have, and I'm going to explain why, because the way that we're going to do it is very minimal with the glue, which is super exciting. So I'm going to use the big ones first. I did pre-make some of them just so we can kind of move through this, but they're here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a body actually this time of only 4 popsicles. So when I do this, I like to go through the popsicles that I have, make sure that none of them are really crooked. For this, though, it's a monster, so you can really do whatever you want, but just don't put the crooked ones in the middle. So yeah, just make sure that none of them are too crooked, or that have breaks or holes in them, because that could really hurt getting a splinter or different things. So I'm going to line up 4 of them to make it as straight as possible. What we're going to do is I'm going to line up a popsicle at the end of my desk so it's completely flush and in line. That way you know it's straight. And then we're going to push the other ones down onto it, and then you're going to use that 6th popsicle, and you're just going to hold it there. Now, this is great for what we're going to do next. However, as you can see, sometimes though when we move, they separate. So it's a little bit of a funky kind of process in order to get it. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the smaller popsicles. So you can cut it in half if you wanted to, or you can just use it as is. So I'm going to leave it as is. I moved them, so I'm going to push this back down, and then I'm just going to glue down the small popsicle stick, and I'm going to line it up into the far right corner it's going to be backwards on the screen. I apologize. You're going to line it up in that far corner, and we're just going to lay it across just like that. That way you only have to glue those two things, and it keeps all of them stuck together pretty sturdy. Okay, so this is the back side. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm just going to glue. Like I said, I'm using hot glue. You could really use whatever you want on this. All different types of glue work. Okay, so I'm going to, again, we lined it up. Now I'm going to hold all four together, and I'm just going to put the popsicle stick down on it. And as I'm pushing down on the popsicle stick, I'm just going to squeeze them all together one last time. Okay. This is pretty simple so far. We could do this. All right. So this is just going to be my rough example one. And then, like I said, I have some pre-made, so I'm just going to slide it over. But we're going to simply glue down here. And we're going to line it up with that bottom corner now. We're going to do the same thing. Push and slide and squeeze it together. I barely used any glue. As you could see, this one moved. So, because I actually have to put a new glue stick in there, which I did bring some extra glue sticks. This is my little Y cup that usually has everything in it. So as this glue is drying, I'm just going to get another glue stick out of here, put it in the glue gun. Again, you could use Elmer's glue, any different types that you want. So that is the same process that you would use for the smaller sticks, popsicle sticks, I almost called them glue sticks, the smaller sticks. But for the back, you would actually cut a glue, I almost said a glue stick again. You would actually just cut a popsicle stick in half instead of a whole. So on the big ones, you can use a whole one on the back. For the smaller ones, you would cut it in half. So pretty simple to do that. I'm just going to slide this one over because, again, I told you I pre-made some of them for you. To do that, you would just take a smaller popsicle stick as close to the middle as you can and cut a little bit into it. Just being careful because if you go all the way through, it's going to go flying somewhere or it could break really weird. So I've cut most of it through. Hopefully you can see that. I've cut most of it through, and then all I'm going to do is just pop it in half like this. And that way, you know, just watch the edges, and that's what you would use to secure the back of the smaller ones. So that's my little trick for you there. All right. So I'm going to slide all these over. Now, let's do the big one first. I think that would be super duper duper fun. So this one could be the daddy. How about that? Because these were our two examples that we used that I made yesterday. I love the googly eyes because they make noise when you move them. So let's do him maybe a dark shade of blue. Why not, right? So what I am going to do, instead of using a plate to put paint on it or using the lid, because we're going to need a little bit more than that, I'm going to just openly put some paint onto the popsicle sticks. You don't need that much. If too much comes out, it happened yesterday when I made the purple one, I'm going to take the lid off now while I'm in the middle of doing this, and then I can always put it back in. Okay, so we're just going to simply go back and forth, spreading as much of the blue popsicle as possible. Okay, so we're going to just move this. I'm going to put my thumb on one corner, and I'm just going to keep going back and forth, getting all the parts of the popsicle stick covered. I'm really glad I didn't call it a glue stick that time. I have too much. I'm going to put some back in there. It's just easier. Okay, so we're going back and forth. I'm making sure to cover all the pieces of the popsicle. This is why you don't need that much paint because it does go pretty far, which a lot of you are probably watching were like, I saw that when she did that. She could have saved, but I did. I put it back. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to do, not the back. I was just getting all the excess that was dripping down there. We're going to do the sides as well, because depending on how you display it, you want your monster to be shown from all sides, right? We want it to be totally done up like it's a big blue monster. So now, and don't forget that when you do the sides, there's going to be little extra globs on the ends that you're just going to go back over one more time. Now we have to do this side real quick. And I know what you're thinking. We're getting to the part that I'm holding, which is going to be the fun part. It's going to be the fun part. Okay, so what we're going to do now that I'm to that part of the painting where I can't really touch it anymore, I'm going to put it down on a paper towel. And then I'm just going to use the paintbrush in that one corner. Just dab it nice and easy, and then you'll just smooth it out. And the same thing kind of can go for, I mean, if you really want to hold it the entire time, you can. I did get a lot of paint on my fingers, and I was trying to see the best way to do this. But I put it down because then you just throw the piece of paper towel out when you're done. All right. So, as I've said, this is going to be the daddy monster. So that one's done. And what we're going to do now also while we wait for this one to dry is we're going to make another little one, another little kid. Okay, I think I'm going to do this one like this peach color. Hopefully there's enough in here still left. If not, I'm really kind of digging this island green color. So we'll do that one. All right, let's see. I think we'll have enough orange in here. Might come out a little gloppy like that. That's actually really funny because I could feel that happening. So I'm going to open this lid because this is definitely way too much paint on here. I'm going to open the lid again. I'm going to use a smaller paintbrush on this one because we don't have to go too crazy. All right, I'll use this one. So I'm going to pick that corner again. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually, oh, that's why, because it's drying out. Oh, no. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Well, I'll put it back in here, but I think this is the last time we can use this orange color because I was going to throw it out, but the angle of the trash can is too far. So I probably still have too much paint on here, and it's probably a little bit harder to see this orange color, but I'm just going back and forth. I'm covering all the spots on the popsicle. Yep, definitely too much paint here. So I'm just slowly putting some of it back. You don't need all of it. It does, you know, spread pretty well, pretty far. You can use whatever colors you wanted. The example ones that I did yesterday were like a lighter purple and like a metallic blue. The one I just did down here for the dad was a darker blue. And then this one's like a lighter peach color, orange. All right. So now I'm almost done with this front side. Don't forget, we need to do all of the sides because you don't know how you're going to display your monster. And don't forget, what'll be really fun at the end is that you get to name it too. Don't forget to name your monster. All right, so I put back all that excess paint. I'm just filling in those sides. That way, no matter how you hang up your monster, is all shown off really well, or she. It can be a she, absolutely. All right, how's it going out there, everyone? How are we doing? So far, so good. It's so fun because they're rounded, so you have to like kind of like pop up and through. Don't forget, you're going to get a little bit of that excess on the top too when that happens. I just got so much paint on my finger, but that's okay. That's the fun part of this craft. Again, when you get to that one little side that you are holding that you don't want to touch to get all that excess paint, you're nicely, easily dabbing just to get it all covered. And then we're going to leave these here to dry. So we've done a blue and an orange. All right, so that is it. That's why we secure them together first with the popsicles on the back, because it's so much easier to paint instead of painting each individual stick and then trying to assemble it after. Oh, that's dry. All right, so while we wait for these to dry, we now, excuse me, goodness gracious, we now can move on to trying to figure out what our face or monster is going to look like. All right, so we have a few different options here. Again, you can use whatever you have around the house, paper, markers, different things that you wanted to do. The ones that I had here yesterday, the mom has 5 different eyes, different colors, different sizes. Some is foam and some is a Sharpie. And then our little creature here has felt, pipe cleaners, foam, and 2 of the same googly eyes. So I think we'll make the dad kind of crazy too, like the mom. I think I think maybe what we can do is a bunch of eyes in a row, maybe all the way across. I think that would be kind of fun if we change that up, maybe different sizes. So if we can do like a big green, a small red, a smaller blue, a bigger pink, and then the biggest one yellow. Maybe we'll put 5 eyes right across the dad. I think that would look really funky. And then for our little kid, for the eyes, I think because our younger monster boy here, again, we have to come up with cool names for him. I think because he has this kind of crazy expressive eyebrows, we'll make the orange one a girl, which is really fun because all of the different googly eyes, you know, have different colors and patterns on it. This one has eyelashes. So we'll make this one a girl. We'll put one big eyelash in the middle. And then what if we do like one really smaller eye on top of that one? And maybe we can do it blue because that's one thing that each of them have is something blue on it. So I think that would be kind of fun to make them different. All right. So now that we have our eyes picked out, we have to kind of mess around with the foam and the different felts or whatever materials that you have, papers, markers, whatever you wanted to do to make different teeth, to make eyebrows, to make arms, whatever you wanted. So I have different foam pieces, squares, rectangles, whatever you want to call them. They're all different. So what I'm going to do is I think we can make some like zigzagged kind of jaw stuff with teeth. Why not? So what we can do is I'll make just a kind of straight line across here, kind of guessing about the size because the mouth's not going to go all the way across. And then maybe we give some pink teeth hanging down from the bottom. These are a little bit harder, because really it's just kind of free cutting and a free for all. There's no set thing. It's a lot of rectangles and squares and ovals and triangles. So this is also something you can work together with your kids and anybody to work on their shapes, which is pretty fun. So that one's a smaller tooth, and then maybe we do another bigger tooth. That one was funny because I didn't mean to cut that smaller. It just happened that way. And it looks, I mean, it's not even on the popsicle and it looks really funny on the table. Alright. All right, so that tooth is just extremely big. So I'm gonna cut this one down. It's just too much. Too much. All right, that actually looks much better. So right now, if you're just joining us, we're making Monster Popsicles. What we've done already is lined up about 5 popsicles and then put 2 smaller ones across the back with glue. And then we painted it a solid color on the front. So we have a blue one, a bigger blue one, and a smaller orange one here. So as we're waiting for them to dry, we're working on the face. Okay, just getting my hair out of the way so nothing gets glued. All right, so I think for the most part, our little girl is done. We have the 2 eyes. We have some teeth now, and then we just want to work on the dad. So how can we make him different than everybody else? What if we used some of our black felt and made a big oval? What if we did that? Like it's eating something. This one, the mommy looks like it's laughing. So what if we have the daddy eating something? I think that would be kind of fun. How big do we want to make it? What I really love about arts and craft time is that truly is whatever you make of it. And all these items you just kind of find around the house or you've had stored away for a little while. And you're like, wondered what I could make those pipe cleaners with. Here we go. We're making popsicle monsters. I am not very good at an oval. Again, with practicing our shapes, I must admit I'm better with the triangle. All right. I think that'll be perfect. All right, so Dad has a mouth now. Dad has a mouth. Once I put it down, it looked really uneven, but that's okay. So now, what do we think we should do for teeth? Do we think... What's one color we haven't used yet? All of them have blue eyes, and because he has a blue background, I'm not going to use the blue. I don't think we've quite used yellow yet. So that one would be kind of fun. What if we just give him one big tooth? I think that would be pretty cool. One, that might be too big. One big tooth. Oh my goodness. He's going to be really funny looking. He's going to be really funny looking. I just want to make sure that when we actually lay it down that the tooth sits on the top of the mouth. So I'm just going to cut this real quick so it's nice and even. There's a little trash can down here, so don't think I'm just throwing it on the floor. Perfect. All right. These are pretty funky. All right, let's see what we can do about starting to assemble them. Dad is still a little bit wet, but I think the little girl is dry. So let's work on the little girl, which is funny because I painted that one second. Actually, let's just do Dad. Let's just do it anyway. All right, so being careful. Obviously, there might be a little bit more drying time that is needed because I'm just kind of quickly going through this so you have time to be able to watch it back and do it together. So let's do the eyes first. Again, we're gonna start with the smallest one because that's gonna be the one in the middle. So you don't need very much glue at all. So I'm just gonna put a little blob right on the back. Little blob. And we'll put it as close to the center as possible. That's at least for me. Very OCD. So it's kind of fun to make the monster because it's just whatever you want. You let your imagination go wild. All right. And we were going to do a straight line, so as close to a straight line as possible. It's going to be really interesting because they're all different sizes. So straight as possible, but not really because they're different. So again, I'm just putting a little bit of glue on the back. It's probably harder to see because it's clear. And we have 2 more eyes to go. Dad, we decided, was going to have eyeballs all the way across. But they're different sizes and different colors. If you don't have googly eyes, which I had to dig really deep for them and phone my sister to bring some over. But if you don't have them, that's okay. You can use, you know, some different supplies, whether it's just a white piece of paper. You can use pieces of pasta. You can use different things that you have around your house. That is the point of these crafts, is to do them together. So there's always going to be those little hot glue strings all over the place. So that's what I'm just fishing off right now. This is what Dad's eyeballs look like so far. It's so funny looking. Okay. And then the other thing we have is the mouth and the big yellow tooth. Why did we decide that? Because we're crazy. I'm just going to free-for-all some glue here. Again, you don't need a lot. And I'm just going to nice and easily push down on it. You don't want to push too hard because it is hot glue. Perfect. Oh my goodness. His tooth is crooked. I love it. So now we're going to use the foam to put on the glue on the foam to put on his crooked tooth, which I'm super excited about. And here we go with our Dad popsicle stick. He looks so funny. We're going to let him sit here and dry a little bit longer, and then we'll show the whole family at the end because we're going to have to come up with some names, definitely. All right, so now we have our little kiddo, and we decided on the big eyeball with the lashes. I feel like I have a fuzzy on me. There's so many different things on me because of the feathers that I have over here. You don't need that much glue. If you're not using hot glue, that's okay. But just make sure you give it a little extra time sitting there so it can dry. Okay? And then, oh no. This eyeball, okay, wasn't moving. I wasn't going to put it on there if it wasn't moving. Now we're going to put the little one above it. It's going to look so fun. Oh my goodness. What a hoot. All right, now This one's going to be tough because it's really small. So I don't burn myself. I'm just going to put it right on the popsicle, the glue, nice and quick, nice and fast, not that much. And I just nice and easily, again, pat down on it. All right, now we have 3 teeth to assemble. Who's ready? This is the home stretch. It's that easy. We can do this. And then we get to name them. You know what? I'm just going to dab on here. It seems like the safest bet. Other than the crazy strings you get that fly after, but that's okay. Like I said, this is all about getting fuzzies on you and different feathers. I think I'm going to have to put in the post to ask for help on naming them. All right. And then we have 1 more tooth to assemble. 1 more tooth. Perfect. This is so great. All right. And then, because I feel like the mom and the little boy have some fun things on them, what do we think? Oh, I love it so much. I love it so, so, so much. Okay. And then we can work on making sure you can see all of them. I think we need to give the dad a little something else. Maybe the crazy arms. What do we think? It's just got some fuzzies on it that I'm trying to, some hot glue. I think we can give it the crazy arms. Yeah, let's do it. All right, so I am going to, because think about it. Our arms are not in line with our mouth, but right here and right now they are. So I'm just putting a stretch of hot glue across the back. I'm just going to simply pat down nice and easy on the feather, again, because it's hot. So that's going to be one arm. And then we'll put one going the other direction. That'll be the other arm. A little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue there. And then, oh, this is going to be great. You guys really are going to enjoy this. This is our monster. How fun. All right, we'll put dad here next to mom. And then I think we need to give the little girl something fun too. What if we use the pipe cleaners for her hair? What if we use them for her hair? I think that's pretty fun because for the little brother, they got some funky teeth. But I think we can do something really fun here. And I've used the same pipe cleaner that I cut the teeth off of because why not? All right, let's glue a little dab here. We'll just put our pipe cleaner and we'll hold it for a second. This is gonna be funky. All right. And then we'll make a little bow of this one. And we'll see if we want to leave them as pigtails or if we want to add a few more. We can do that as well. You know what? Let's just add a few more right in a row. I think that'll be good. We'll do yellow. Oh, yeah. I think this was a good choice. All right. And then we'll do purple. Kind of working on some little bunny ears here, which is nice and fun. You can really work together as a family to get this done. Whether it's the kids get to make the shapes and as the parent or guardian, you guys cut them out and glue them. Definitely work together. We have one more little piece of hair, aka a pipe cleaner, to put on the edge of our monster here. All right. We're going to hold this one for a second as well. Oh my goodness. That was a great idea to put that as hair. Wait till you see her. Wait till you see her. All right. And just like that, we've made 2 monsters. fun is she? Pink teeth, green lips, one big eyeball, one little one, and some pipe cleaner hair. All right, so we have to work together on naming them. This was the mommy one. She looks crazy and hungry. This one's the daddy one that we just made. This one's our little brother. And then this one's the little sister. All right. That is all. If you guys have any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll be able to get back to you. Have fun making your monster family. Bye. We'll see you soon.